Hello guys and welcome to part 2, that's 2 of Dungeon Delverz in this 2-part series purely because of technical difficulties. So, as of last session, we ended on a bit of a weird technical moment which we're not too sure what happened in the ether. I think one of the servers got fireballed, D20s happened and I have no idea. So we have split this episode into 2. We've done kind of a small shuffly prologue thing to sum up what you guys missed, and we can continue from where we're at. Small announcements at the start of part 2. Merch. Go follow this guy.
I can't
Willow, I shall let you give the
Ah.
relative links.
There we go.
Yep, we'll put it in the
Got there in the
description
end.
below, but it's the basic woodworker, guys.
Basic Woodworker, I would say. At Basic Woodworker. Oh my god, I can't speak. At Basic Woodworker. There you go.
All together. Not with the at, though, okay?
Oh, it's not on Instagram at.
Oh, yeah, it is, but
Yeah.
people put AT, you know, so...
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, cool. This guy's ace. He makes lots of cool stuff, especially for D&D and coasters. Go check out his Instagram. Any more announcements before we get into
we're all
part
wearing Christmas.
Oh yeah, we
stuff.
are. Part 2 of Christmas. We've got the Christmas merch, which is good. And we're all feeling festive. Jackal is definitely wearing a Santa hat.
100%. I promise on my cat that
You should have asked me, and I could have drawn a little Santa hat on Jackal. A tiny hat for tiny Jackal.
A halfling hat.
It would just Photoshop one on.
Didn't they have them in shops? How much would a halfling hat be? Would that be half the price? Because, you know, child's clothes? I'm
Probably
joking.
about that big.
Yeah. It's like when you buy children.
Don't
Yes.
push it. Don't push it.
Yes.
Jack's gonna get upset here. You're gonna hurt his feelings.
Jackal is a badass. So
I don't
let's not
know
piss him
where
off.
you're going to be putting that hat, but I don't want to know.
Anyway, back to D&D. Anybody got any more announcements before we start and jump into part 2?
No.
Awesome.
No.
So, for this, I will not give a description of what happened last time, because you should have obviously seen it all, so it's all cool. But we jump back in and dive back in to the action, where our party, very briefly, decided to take a trip down a mountain. No, up a mountain, then down a mountain. And unfortunately, Salvation got caught in a horrific avalanche, and the search party took no time at all to find her, in which we find our party resting and recuperating of what time they have for an hour in a makeshift hole that Sentry has made in the snow.
Yes.
At the moment, to build the picture, we have a 10-foot hole-ish, I would say, to get all of you in, where Salvation is looking not so great after the rescue party pulled her out of the ice. Sayer is trying his best, and has been, I'm guessing, to warm Salvation up with the flame sword, which seems to be his favourite thing in the snow at the moment. And the rest of the party are figuring out what to do next, with also a troubled boy in their presence. I will bring it up to the party. What would you like to do?
Can I roll my hit die yet?
Everyone can roll their hit dice. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not that I need.
Oh yeah, I need to actually open up my. It would help if I had my character sheet up, you know.
Wow.
Oh,
nice
that's fine.
one.
That's fine.
No,
You don't need a
correct.
couch sheet. You don't need any couch sheets today. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, D&D don't need character sheets.
Nah. It's fine.
I got back the exact amount that I got from my spell before, so that's
Hey.
cool.
6. Oh wow, I've got my full health back.
Amazing.
Okay, cool.
Amazing.
The exact amount I needed.
I've not been here.
No need to brag.
So you guys have
Fine,
rested
okay.
for a full hour, so you've managed to get a short rest. In being in this kind of like makeshift igloo, if you want to call it, you can see the debris of some of the campsite you saw not so long ago, and the avalanche has definitely made a huge impact down this mountainside and changed the landscape almost. But as you've been kind of just looking around, you can still see like parts of box and some sort of supplies and things just scattered around you in the ice, and you can see them almost frozen in time. as you look out of this kind of flickering firelit igloo. It's pitch black outside, knowing that you have a mission ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Wow.
We could rest long.
How are you feeling now, Salvation?
Well, I do not think I would be much use in a fight. I do not think I'm going to be very much good for anything right now. To be honest, I think it's going to take me about a week to recover from this. And I feel like my general life force has been halved.
Wow.
Permanently.
I'm pretty exhausted.
I would say if I were to put a number on how exhausted I feel, I think I would be about a 4. Out of, say there were 6.
If I had a level of exhaustion, right? Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Looking
God
at
damn.
Salvation's form closer, and everyone can see this, the ice has beaten her skin, and she's got scars and scrapes from where she's fell and been battered. But more so, you can see the kind of like, just the her face just. Normally, she's very chirpy and happy. She is completely sunk, and you can see this manner has changed, and the energy has been sapped out of her.
Can I try and see if there's anything I might be able to do to help in any kind of way with Salvation's exhaustion?
What would you got in mind?
Thinking maybe about medical knowledge, if there's anything that might help, any sort of items, herbs, techniques like blankets, etc.
From your kind of experience, just with exhaustion and being kind of isolated in this state, you would assume that lots of food, lots of rest, and just getting the nutrition back into her would be the best thing you can do. And you've experienced this many times.
Okay, I will begin to into my bag and try and get some rations out for Salvation.
Okay, you can do that.
I'll do the same.
So you're gonna just grab some. I mean, these rations are like bits of nuts and some fruits and some dried meats and things like that. Yeah, you can get them out your bag.
Yes.
I hope this isn't mattering, but to get rid of an exhaustion level, it needs to be a full meal and a long rest. So rations ain't gonna
Can
cut
we
it, I don't
not
think.
put all of our rations together to make it a full meal?
I don't know whether
The
that
rations are
counts.
very small. It would be like
can't
a
really
full-blown meal sort of thing,
Mhm.
and a long night's rest that would get rid of one exhaustion point.
One level.
I mean, we
At a
have a
Only one,
fire,
so that's 4
so we
days.
could cook.
I'll tell you what. DM's
That's a
discretion
good
here,
point.
as we make our own custom rules here. I'm not making things up, but we're still following the guidelines. If you all collaborate and have this or a ration with you, and you all give it to Salvation, that would be classed as quite a lot of food. And I would all get. In fact, I'd get one of you to make a medicine check, just to see if you can help her in some sort of way. How's that?
Who would probably have the best?
Would I be able to with some help of herbs?
Possibly. What would you like to do?
I don't need my rations. I was only holding on to them for if you got hungry again. So I'll give her my 6 rations.
Okay. Wow. So empty those 6 rations out your inventory.
What
that
if
count
we get
as full meal?
stuck up mountain? What will you guys eat?
I've got rations.
Yeah, everyone else has rations.
You don't need
All have rations.
I mean, do I even have any rations in my? Oh, I do. I have 1.
How many do I have? I think I have a lot. I haven't really eaten much.
Everyone should start with some rations. But what you see, Salvation, as Sentry empties this.
I have 10.
I have 1.
Why do I only have 1 day? Oh, I have 10. 10 days. Oh, I
Sentry,
do.
do you have a satchel or
Yeah,
is it
I have
coming out
10
your person?
days worth of rations.
Where do your rations come out of?
It will be the right side is herbalism, so on the left side of my hip, the compartment will come out, and I'll pull out some rations that have been stored in there.
So,
Vending machine.
if anybody's seen Lord of the Rings, where Sam brings out the bag of lumbus bread, wraps around the breads and nuts and some dried meats and things, this is like a makeshift pack that is now presented to you, Salvation. And it is quite a lot of food there, considering. There is 6 portions of rations there.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Well, don't thank me yet, and I'll try to help her relax and feel more comforted with using my herbalism kit if able.
Okay. What I want you to do is if that's going on, Saya, what are you up to?
If he's doing that, I don't know what else I can really do.
At the moment, you're helping with the heat, is that right? From what I remember last time.
I
Okay.
guess.
Cool.
Wait, would it help maybe cooking these rations? Because we have like a makeshift fire, don't we?
I mean, the rations are
Would
made
that
to be
be right?
eaten as they are. There's no
Yeah,
need
I think
to
if it would
prepare them.
different.
Yeah.
I guess
It's like
not.
trail mix.
What I will say is, because we're early on in the campaign and we've had some pretty sticky situations, I would say Saya and Sentry make a medicine check, because you are both helping in some way, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
One of you can do it with advantage, or you can both roll separately.
How
What would
many
you
of these
like to
rations
do
would I have to eat?
All of them.
What would you like to do, Country, by the way? Would you want to do both of us, or do you just one of us with advantage?
You can roll if you like. I'm gonna use my herbalism.
Okay. I got 21.
Wow. Okay. With a 21, with the help of all the food that you've been presented with, and with the help of Saya, as he is described last time, who was helping you warm up from the beginning, since you even entered this cave, I would say that you have successfully lost 1 point of exhaustion.
Woo!
Yay! We're getting there.
You told you it'll be okay.
It's right. Tomorrow we'll stuff you with more food.
And that was only because... And that was only
If we make a new camp, we're just going to be like, eat!
And that was only because of a incredibly high roll and all the help that you guys have put together. So very, very creative and really well done.
Thank you, guys.
Wait, Sentry doesn't really need to eat anyway, so it's fine.
Now, if I put a hypothetical level to my exhaustion.
I would say, but I feel like my health is a little sturdier. I think I would still be pretty useless in fight. I am pretty slow right now too, but but I would say I'm more at the 3.
So,
Salvation, you need to be honest with us. If you feel like you can't fight and you need to head back, then I'm sure we'll all put that first, and we'll head back to the dwarven town and come back another day if you need that rest.
Well, I don't think I can fight, and like I said, I'm also very slow. Maybe about I can go maybe at half the speed I was going before. However, I can still heal. So I can still be there for you guys since you have been there for me.
Is there any... Say, I can't remember, who was it that was looking at this sledge? Is there any way that we can salvage that and maybe get Boy and even maybe Athena if needed to help pull Salvation up the mountain if she's a bit slow?
The whole camp's covered over in snow. Is that right, Fraser? When I went and checked.
yeah, the little portion of the 2 tents, the sled, and all the supplies are now under 10 foot of snow, in which you're hiding in a hole in. So you're not far from it, but it's somewhere in here.
It's going to be a lot of effort to try and get that out.
Jackal, I said I'm going to be a little bit slow. I didn't say I was invalid.
Bear in mind, we're climbing up a big mountain here, so...
I mean,
Wait,
she can
I
climb on the
said-
back of Athena.
I cannot walk very fast, but I could probably still climb, just slower.
As long as you feel okay, it's gonna be completely down to you.
I mean, no, I really do not feel okay. But I also don't want to leave you guys out there by yourself. Who's going to be there to save your dumbasses when you nearly die?
Me. He says under his breath.
Just give him a little punch in the shoulder.
Well, if you're up and everyone's ready to go, we'll help you get there. Same as you help heal me, we'll
Quill,
help you.
what is the temperature out there right now? Who
Get
has
out,
magic
my-
crystal?
My thermometer crystal thing. What does
Ooh,
it look
does
like?
the thermometer crystal, does it tell us the inside of the igloo temperature?
I'll quickly
That's-
stick my hand out.
No, I
there.
want to know what the inside is and then put it outside.
Okay, then.
I want to know
the inside.
inside boss igloo. That's what I want to know.
Is it atmospheric? Is it situational? How does this work?
What
What's
is the
physics
humid level?
behind?
I want to know
Does
the
altitude have an
humidity.
effect on it? Or
Possibly.
what about the psi level?
Could it measure my mood? Is it one of those things you put your finger on? It's color.
Imagine all this time it's a mood stone.
pink.
Yeah.
Pink. You are
Like those
in
mugs that change
Wow.
colour.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's
Oh,
one
my
of
little
those.
Christmas
Cracked
thing.
it.
Anyway,
So you present
I
the
could
stone?
carve this into a novelty mug.
Say, are you presenting the stone?
Yes, I would like to.
Or gem
for-
or crystal,
for
whatever you want to
century's sake, I would like to see what the temperature is inside the igloo first.
Okay, so you grab the crystal out of your pocket and very familiar, kind of a light bluey green kind of
Okay.
comes out of the colour.
So it was what it was like when we were inside the dwarven village.
Yeah,
Like,
it's quite
okay.
a nice mild temperature in this
All right.
little hut you've made.
that satisfy you, Sentry?
well, what is it outside?
I'll go "Rit," and stick my hand
Okay,
out.
so you put your hand outside and it takes a few seconds to just kind of like do anything. So you're kind of looking at it and it's still green blue, and it goes from green blue to blue. It goes from blue to dark blue. It's going even darker,
Jackal, whilst we're here,
and it stops at very dark blue.
do you want to check if you can find out more on where Garrett may be?
I assume he's up the mountain, but if you give me a minute, I can make sure. As I will start to do primeval awareness.
Absolutely. So you see Jackal go into this meditative state of eyes going white, I'm guessing, back to the whole like small trance. And within yourself, Jackal, you can hear that heartbeat, that familiar kind of finding your known foe, if you want to call it that. And kind of like you close your eyes and you can then, everyone flashes up within your vicinity, even with your eyes closed. You can almost sense them like an X-ray. And then you kind of like breathe and it kind of goes and expands and expands and expands. And you can, and it's weird because it's like up the mountain you've got about where you were and kind of where you was. Not far out there is a blip, and then another blip, and then far out is another blip. And it's almost like you've got a few scattered options there.
And which direction roughly are they coming from?
You would assume past the way of where you cross the avalanche. So basically you're facing towards it, but it's more to the west side.
Are we talking upwards, like up the mountain,
Oh yeah,
or
the elevation is seriously high on this. So like it's out and very high up.
The guy we're looking for might not be the only one up there.
As in more people up there?
There's more people like us up there.
Well, he did say he went. They said he went up with a group of people, so it would not just be him. There would be others with him. Well, if they are alive, that is.
Will be his crew.
Do you only
Yes.
sense them if they're alive, Jackal?
Indeed, I do. I can't sense dead things.
Well, we've got no time to lose. Let's get up
Simply,
that mountain.
that crystal was very dark. I don't know whether I can go out in that cold right now. I think I am incapacitated until daylight.
Give me 1 minute. I will leave the igloo.
Okay.
And head towards the tent camps.
Yep. Absolutely. So you kind of climb up on this ledge of this 10-foot of snow, and you make your way into the top. And you can see the tops of these kind of tents, like the pinnacles of them where they cross over, and they're obviously slanted to one side, a bit damaged. But yeah, you're there.
You said that they were very weathered material.
Yeah, they're made of like a waxy canvas, so just for the weather.
I'm gonna go over to it and cut off the portions holding it onto the wood.
Okay.
To make a shoal.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you would assume that obviously there's quite a lot of this canvas, but you can only see a portion of it. How far down do you want to go before you start ripping?
As much as needed to be able to make a basic poncho, just like hole in the middle.
Yeah, cool, that's fine. So I would say it's not difficult to tear this apart, especially with the sword. And obviously you're digging down. It'd probably take you a few minutes to conjure up this, and you get about a meters by meters worth, no problem whatsoever, and you can fashion a bit of a gap or a hole.
I'll head back with it.
Okay.
And mosey on in. Yeah, I probably had to get really fucking I'm like.
This thing is quite cardboard stiff, by the way. It's not like a soft drape. It's like it still will go over someone, but it will like be a bit jagged. It's not fashionable by any means.
I'll come on in. This was from the tents outside. I don't think it's particularly good on your dress sense, but I think it will do the job.
Just so you know, everyone still has their winter clothes on, so everyone is packed up with hoods and warm fleeces, as your normal outside attire would be. But is this just an advancement to the arms and just extra protection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that she'd be a bit colder, so I'm just going to try and see if there was that to maybe weatherproof her a little bit more to keep her a bit warmer.
Yeah, nice.
So DM,
yes.
With that on, would that make any difference whatsoever to the fact that I currently have disadvantage on saving throws?
A shoal made out of tent. I couldn't say it would.
No, didn't think so.
Thank
you anyway, Sentry, but I don't think this is going to help.
You might as well just rest longer.
I think I need to stay here until it is light again.
Although
I took quite the heat.
The adverse effects of what he's made could possibly protect you in the future from more weatherproofing. But right now, your body is obviously exhausted to the point of, you are struggling to not walk, but perform actions. That's why you have disadvantage.
Shall we try and get that hypothetical level down one more?
I think a rest will be needed. I'm happy to wait.
I'm happy to wait.
If you want to go on without me up the mountain, and I stay here in this igloo, and I try and find you guys come back here tomorrow or something, then that is fine. I am okay to stay here without you.
Don't be stupid. You told me we're all sticking together, so that's what we're gonna do.
Fraser, with you saying about it would help maybe in conditioning, as in when we're going up, if we're getting into cold point, would it possibly mean that Sal would have an easier time making a save against the cold?
Against the cold? There's only one way to find out.
It's too
Sentry,
small.
perhaps if you keep it in your bag for a bit to try and cool it down, warm it up, and dry it off, it might prove beneficial in the future rather than putting a cold, wet, and damp piece of tent over already cold and exhausted Salvation.
Jackal would be absolutely right there with the condition of this. It would be wet and cold still, as it's not been dry.
Stick it by the flame.
I'm also a little dumb.
It burns up.
It's fine. If you're trying to dry something off, you can do that, definitely.
Well, I'm one for going and finding Garrett. I know you're in a rough spot, Sal, but I fear Garrett and his companions are maybe even worse.
As you kind of
If you
say...
don't-
So go.
If you don't feel strong enough to go up the mountain yourself, you can always lean on us to come up. If you don't feel strong enough to continue up with us as well, you should be safe to stay here. This is quite well insulated and quite well hidden.
I know it might be hard for you to understand because you are metal man, you have no skin, but when you get under a lot of snow, you get very cold, you get squish. I was a little squish. Very cold, very wet. I am very not good. If I go out with it that cold, with the crystal that dark, there is a good chance I will not come back.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think, looking at all things considered here, Sentry does have a point. Unfortunately, we're in a situation with two tight knots. On one end, we've got Salvation here that's suffering, but on the other, we've got innocent men up that mountain who could not be there by tomorrow. They could be in the cold. It's a tough decision, but perhaps...
I have a proposal.
You go. I stay here.
I have a proposal. We shouldn't leave her here by herself. Some of us should go up, and then when she feels better, they can catch up with us. Half and half. You can't really half it. 2 and 3.
I'll stay with her.
Are you sure, Willow?
I think I'm more than happy to stay out of danger's way.
I mean, yes, that is a good point.
And I'll look after you.
That's only if you want to, of course. It was just a suggestion.
I mean, I do want to come and help, but...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I also really do want to come and help. But if I go out there right now, I'm just the work that you just did to help me get back to this point is going to be completely undone again within a couple of hours.
You're in no condition to go up there. Even if we don't get into a fight, the environment.
Could Athena take Salvation, Jackal? Is Athena strong enough to?
I'm afraid she isn't strong enough to carry anyone else other than myself. I'm much smaller than all of you in comparison. However, and at this point I'm going to down towards Athena and say, now, Athena, I need you to be a good girl. This is a very hard decision for me. I need you to protect and look after some people I care about. And you stay here and look after Willow and Salvation for me.
That's all
Yeah,
I think
That's a good idea.
Ladies' night.
Oh, night.
That's literally what it is. Wait, literally, you're gonna come back and
The
Athena's got her
lads are
nails done. She's got a little bow in her hair. Like, it's gonna be great.
As soon as you say this, Jackal, to Athena, the kind of like look in her eyes is a complete look of acceptance, and the fact that she kind of looks at you, looks back at Salvation, looks at you again, and kind of gives you a bit of a nuzzle.
I need to trust you, girl, as I'm going to on the rope that's around her, I'm going to pull out the fish hook that the young child gave to me back in Tourmaline.
So cute.
and
Okay.
I will attach it onto the rope and say, Athena, don't you worry. We'll give you luck and look after you, but we'll be coming back for it, okay?
So cute.
Again,
I love
a little look of acknowledgement and kind of like just stares at you and stares at the fishhook.
I'll attach it then, get up and stand by. Tree and Sayer.
I'll look down at Boy, and I'll say, I'm assuming you want to come with us then.
Boy kind of just is at the moment, and through this whole conversation, he's been going like there's been small whimpers and moans, and kind of like looking back, very unsettled. But also at this point, as the fishhook is applied to Athena, she walks slowly and stumps close to you, Salvation, and basically nudges you forward. And then you make sure you use her as a pillow. So she is now wrapped around you, and she just gently puts her paws in front of her and puts her head down.
That's so cute.
That's adorable.
You now have an Athena pillow.
Hey.
Don't put that in your inventory.
I think in a pillow.
Of Willow and Salvation, if you end up getting into a spot of bother, now Athena will protect you, but she might need some guidance at times, but I'm hoping she should listen to you if you give her a command.
Should be fine. I mean, I have Apollo. Same thing, right?
DM,
Yes.
could I ask something
You
very
may.
cheeky of you?
You may.
Is there any chance in this I could take some time before they go out to prepare one spell?
What are you trying to achieve?
I would like to prepare aid,
Okay.
which I do not currently have prepared, but if I could have taken some time within this short rest, I know the rule is long rest, but it's the only thing I have that would last long enough to give them at least a little bit of a bolster if they're going to be going up without us.
To aid.
It is my only, it is my only long-lasting buff currently.
It's a difficult one
Yeah.
because you can't just swip and swap.
So it's almost like an arcane recovery if you think about it.
Mm.
You could
Arcane
do
I'm not a
something
wizard,
like that.
but I am a cleric.
Arcane recovery.
So just describe to me what aid does.
Up to 3 creatures within range, their target hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for 8 hours.
Okay. Roll a d2 for me. I know that's not really a dice. Okay.
I'm honestly so annoyed it doesn't have ritual cast. It really should have
Okay.
ritual cast.
So again, new campaign. This is slight lax of the rules, but it's all down to the dice at the end of the day.
Well, she will be long resting to come.
Technically,
so,
yes.
but-
So what I'm going to do, because you aren't doing anything, realistically, on a 1, you can swap one spell for another spell. And that's it. With a 2, nothing.
How do you know that's not in the rules? That's not allowed.
I'm going to get so many trolls on YouTube going, you can't do that, mate. Well, technically, I can do what the hell I
I
want.
think you'll find.
We can play however
Is
we
that how you
want.
do it?
Oh no!
There you go. Dice have
Another
spoken.
one.
Okay, well.
Yeah, but fair enough. It was a good
Just
thought.
everyone
No,
Yeah, it was a good thought.
Wasn't it?
I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't ask, at least.
To be fair, kudos on you for asking, because, I mean, it wouldn't have happened anyway if you didn't ask. So, full stop. But you had a chance.
I was just
Right.
seeing if I had anything I could ritual cast that could help them in any way, but I don't.
Wait. You got a 1?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you said
no.
You said a 1, nothing happened.
No, I said
Did
2,
you?
nothing happened.
No,
Did you?
said-
Yes.
Did you?
I said on a 1, you can change one spell for one spell. On a 2, nothing happens.
Hey,
Oh.
He said
Don't
it
argue
happened.
with it. Go with
Okay,
it.
all right.
Am I
I'm
going
not gonna
insane?
argue.
Am I going insane? I did say one.
don't
No, no, no.
Slip
know.
swap.
You definitely
I
said it
thought-
when it happened.
Yeah, I did. I
Yes,
said
guys. Yes.
no. I did say it.
Watch it back in the footage.
Completely forgotten.
It would
So
just look completely wrong.
Either way,
If we look back at the footage and you didn't,
We'll find out in a minute.
roll the tape.
no. I did say. I said on a 1 you can swap it. On a
I
2,
don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
just do
did
it.
say
Do the
the last
spell.
As
thing
long
you
as
said was-
I'd say just let it happen,
Nothing
but it
please.
can't happen all the time. I'd
listen,
say.
listen, guys.
Let it go this time, but
I'm
don't make it
almost
an
positive I said 1.
Oh,
so
God, no.
go with it.
Well, that's good then.
One time.
And I'm going to look back
thing,
at this footage and go, yeah, told you so.
and I will keep it prepared after the next long rest as well.
If you're wrong though, I'm gonna make so much fun of you.
We've literally got all the deals.
I did. I definitely did. I never go on a 2 on a 1. I'll go on a 1 and a 2. So, yeah.
Oh
okay.
well, we'll look back and find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have the spell prepared on this very because you are taking a rest. Let me define a reason why you are taking a long rest because you're not doing anything. There is a chance you can do it. You have loads of points of exhaustion, so hence you can't really do much.
I didn't mean to click that, by the way. Sorry.
That's fine. You have aid prepared, yes, and you have that for the next time you take a long rest as well. You cannot change it.
Mhm.
So that
No,
is
I-
the thing.
Cool. Awesome. As they are leaving, because obviously I take it that everyone comes out. Sal and Athena are curled up inside.
Yes.
Yes, cool. I'm going to, as they're leaving, I'm going to do alarm around.
Oh, I'm not leaving yet. I'm gonna leave some rations for you guys so she can recover quicker.
Yeah,
Okay.
once everyone's gone, I'll start to do
Yeah.
alarm around the
I'm gonna take some
perimeter,
rations
and
out.
I'll
Well,
stay
how-
out
how
of
many
it.
rations?
I'll leave. How many do I have?
I have 10, so I can
Yeah,
give
for
some.
me.
I also have 10.
10, and they cover you for a day. So
Hmm
I would
Yeah, so
say
we got a lot.
At the
Would a
moment-
meal? How many rations would count? Because you said you need a meal and a long rest
Yeah.
to get rid of. How many rations would count as a meal?
well, I just counted it as a substantial amount of rations. So I would say at the moment, Sal is still making her way through all the 6 rations that you've given her. But because
Okay.
it's such a substantial amount, that's why she's getting the sustenance that she needs.
Whole lot of nuts.
Okay, would
Big
5
bag
be
of
a
nuts.
substantial amount?
So I would say.
In that case, they would have 4 big meals.
So how many rations have you got
They said they have 20 between themselves.
between
And-
themselves? That's loads.
And an extra 6 on top from Sentry.
That's loads. That's absolutely loads.
Yeah,
That'll
we
be
got-
enough. Okay, then I
we
won't
got
leave
tons.
anything.
Yeah.
Because
They've got-
as
they've got-
Luke said, 1 ration is for what 24 hours. You've got 6 rations there plus all of them. I'm just making it up to say I'm thinking a ration would be a size portion, really. So
it'd be
that's
like
6. It's a large
like a-
meal. Yeah. But that is the penalty for the exhaustion point. So he's lost all of his rations. So
Yeah, I just want her to be able to get some
yeah,
exhaustion.
you wouldn't need to leave any if you need. You can see on the floor that there is plenty of stuff, and you know for a fact that these guys have told you that they do have rations as well.
I was just double checking.
nice.
So, if they're going to be like just about to get up and leave, one moment, guys, before you go. I know it looked like I kind of fell asleep and took a little nap there when you started talking about leaving, but I was concentrating on something. It might be able to give you a little bit of a hand, and I'll just sit cross-legged in front of them for a second. I'm like, trust me, just don't move yet. And I'll take my amulet out, and it will start glowing green, and then they'll start glowing ever so slightly green, and they get 5 extra temporary hit points for the next 8 hours.
8 hours. And as you are preparing
To your
this,
hit point maximum as well, so it's not like once they're gone you lose them. You'll be able to heal that back up within the 8 hours.
so
Nice.
basically, as you are casting this spell and the amulet glows, there's a green hue that fills this kind of room, and Athena's ears just go boink, kind of like very cautiously over to you and goes, oh, like it's almost like she was on guard, and that's what obviously Jackal said. So
Yeah, so that's Sentry, Saya, and Jackal.
Yes,
so add that to your hit points, guys.
I have.
Yeah.
Thank you, DM,
And all of
for
you-
letting me be cheeky.
It's all in the rolls. Don't thank me.
Thank you,
and
dice.
You three feel almost like a pulse of energy, and it's like a wave of warmth. So you suddenly obviously feel the cold, and it's just like, woof, and it's like, wow, I feel great. Caffeine has hit, like, boom. Like, if anyone's had that caffeine hit, you're on it right now. It's great.
Save this fucker.
Just going out the door to close it off. If you need any one of us, call out, and if we can hear you, you'll have a big hunk of metal coming your way from the top of the mountain.
I'm outside, by the way, so I would have walked out with you. And then as they leave, I'll start doing alarm around the perimeter so that anything that goes within Sal's range, I'll be able to hear it, and then I'll be on guard outside.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep a lookout.
So the way it is, it's just this long
You
wall of
guys.
snow. This long wall of 10-foot snow. So you wouldn't be going around. It would just be like a straight line.
I'll be. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'll do it inside then.
Oh,
So
inside.
if
Okay, bro. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I'll do it that way. If I can't go round, then I'll go in and do it like in the inside round, and then I'll close the door and then be on guard.
What are you using as a door, might I ask?
I don't know. Sentry said there was a
I was
door.
just shoveling more.
Oh, right.
Right. So you just
So we've just been.
Usually with igloos, you've got like all of the snow pieces
Yeah.
to make the glue, and then you've got an ice slab.
yeah, I get
or-
what you're saying. I can imagine you fashioned this out of snow while you were talking, and
Bear Grylls.
basically, yeah.
Well, that alarm now, I believe the other one drops when I put this one up. So
Yes.
this one will be up for 8 hours, and anything that comes within 30 feet of it that I don't recognize will come into my head.
Awesome. Good to know. So, as you guys are saying
Thanks,
your short goodbyes, but hopefully not so long goodbyes, to Willow and Salvation and Athena, as Sentry pushes this snow wheel of, like, it's like a wheel of cheese. She's pushing it over the front of this hole.
Oh, that's a handy piece of cheese. There you
And
go.
as he does, you guys feel a nice kind of like more of a small draft come in, but much warmer in this kind of like makeshift tunnel, and you feel a bit comfortable and cozy. And it's probably the coziest you've been for a very long time. Whereas the three heroes step out into the tundra once more and make their way towards the mountain.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Dun, 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 dun.
And this time, Jackal, it's pretty cold because
Just about to say.
you have no longer got a steed to ride on, and you feel quite short right now. which is-
Don't die, you dumbasses, I swear to God.
so you are, I would say, you are following Sentry's footfalls because he is. I mean, what's your marching order? Let's just put that into to perspective.
I was gonna say, as we start making our way, because there's probably a shitload of snow on the floor that's
Mhm.
quite deep. Jackal, if you'd like, you can hop on my back. Having a view with your keen eyes would be much better from up high.
See, I was about to say that's very degrading until you complimented my nice pretty eyes, so he will then hop up on Sentry.
Okay, yeah, no problem. You kind of like scramble up and hook your arms around his kind of neck area.
Sal's gonna be so mad she missed this.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, Sentry, no problem. I mean, you don't really weigh anything compared to what Sentry can handle. Yeah, you're just basically like a pea to him, throwing on his back and hunching him up this mountain. And as you kind of like carry on and walk towards where you started, the landscape has definitely changed from all this dust and snow that's blown over from this avalanche. And it once was a zigzag path that goes up, but now it is just a flat plane of snow that goes up. And you can see the footfalls of where you saw Willow and Saya come down, and you can assume that that's the way back up.
Cool.
Because this, instead of all of these kind of loops and turns, it's pretty much straight up, because you're just following this avalanche's path of destruction.
Would that make the journey any quicker?
It would.
Let's do it.
And
Yeah.
from what you remember, even running it, it was pretty much half the time. So you didn't have to divert and go round. It was straight up because the snow has made this crazy waterfall still path of snow up this jagged mountain.
How long do you think it would take to get back up to the plane?
So you guys, it took roughly 40 minutes to get to the top from where you were. So let's halve that time. Are you walking or running?
What do you guys want to do? I don't mind.
I suppose run. Sentry would want to get there quickly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll run. We'll
Goes.
run again.
Yeah, giddy up, middleman.
And I do.
Okay, no problem. So I would like everyone, all three of you, to make a quick dexterity saving throw, please. Just to see how fast you can make it up there.
Fuck.
Okay. I would say that realistically, Jackal and Sentries are one because you don't have to make your own. So I would say one of them is with advantage. I should have said that before. So I would just take the highest from you guys. So 18, and obviously Saya with a 7. So as you're traversing up this mountain, Sentry is like a steam train straight up, like do 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 do, and then you hear obviously do do do, and you look to your side and you can see Saya, and you go yeah do do do, and you hear, and he falls, arse over tit, and his face is straight in the snow.
It's like
Sentry, slow down. I know you got power, but I don't think Sarah can keep up.
here. Say hold onto the rope. We'll come up here together.
Okay.
The Polar Express.
You have one of those, like, those things trains have that like push snow out of the way on the front, just like.
I'm pretty sure someone will install it sooner or later.
And so in no time with this new makeshift rope, you make it to where you saw the avalanche come down, and this is very familiar to you, Jackal, as you saw the top, and Sentry. You've seen this all before, and Saya actually, and you can see the holes of which you appeared from the other side of this kind of plain, and you look up now, and obviously you can only see so far in front of you. What are you guys using as light sources, by the way? Just a moment.
I was gonna say, whilst we've been going up here, I've noticed that none of us could have any dark vision. So
I've still got my sword.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Saya has his sword, which is a little bit of light, so I remember that. But what are you using to lead the party, Sentry?
I will grab together
I was
components.
gonna say I would have taken the lantern off of Athena and like one hand wrapped round Sentry,
Okay.
the other one like a torch over his head in front of him. You know, kind of like
Like Athena, but you're holding it.
Yeah.
So it looks like Iron Man now because he's got a lantern on his chest.
I'm just Sentry's modifications.
I would have assumed you would have taken a light source with you, Jackal, as it was dark and you don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
So I'd assume that anyway. So that's just me.
Jackal's smart.
And also when you're running, you can see the flicker of flame from Saya's sword as you're running up. You meet this, again, 10-foot wall of snow. And this is where you guys last left off. What would you like to do?
Cross the plane,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Make it
Yep.
to.
So you guys should go straight over?
Yeah.
Hang
The
on.
Doesn't seem
yeah.
right.
The plane was shifted, so something either natural or unnatural caused the avalanche to come.
I mean, avalanches happen all the time on mountains. It's not really.
Wow.
Oh, I mean, even if whatever it was that caused it, it has just happened. So treading over it, it could still be slippery, and there's still a chance that whatever snow could slip underneath us.
Let's just
Well,
try to be careful then.
Yeah.
Keep
Hold
an eye
on to the rope and we'll head across.
If anything starts happening, just shout out and we'll help. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whoever's-
so, I mean, Jackal, you've been over it before, and you kind of understand where this kind of thing happened, and traversing out of the bigger mounds and making your way across just the flat areas, you make it over no problem. and now you're on the other side of where you, familiar to you, where you ran to at the start with Athena.
Okay, cool.
So, what lies before you? Flickering through your torchlight, your 40 foot of, what is it, normal light and dim light? Because it's 20 and 20. You can see to your right is a sheer wall of rock that goes straight up, and in front of you is a scattered smaller boulders, but you can kind of see where the mountain kind of scoops up, and you assume that's the way. You guys carrying on?
Any
climbing?
markings or anything about the place? Any climbers, items around the area? Still looking to see if there's any tracks or anything. Of...
Yeah, make an investigation check for us. You can either make it with advantage, because Jackal's on you, so you can ask him to help if you wish.
Jackal, are you able to keep an eye out?
Absolutely, always watching, and yeah, I'll help Sentry out.
Okay, so yeah,
Always
Good thing
watching,
too.
yes.
17. rather than
17.
the 9.
Fantastic. So, with Jackal's help, you kind of like look around, and one of you looking the other way, one of you looking the other, and you're kind of like scooping around, and Jackal throws his lantern down, and you can kind of see clearly now, moving forward, is where you kind of need to go. That the road that you saw going up with the snow just leads to a bit of a dead end, but it's actually straight ahead of you where you need to be. Besides that, you don't find anything of interest.
Shall we get climbing?
Yeah, let's keep on that way. Jackal, you mind just keeping an ear out for anything else?
Always want.
No
I
copyright.
felt like to be fair, Chloe said it.
Do myself.
Okay, so as you guys make your way, literally it's a straight path now, but it kind of winds a little bit, and there is a point where you kind of go to the edge of this cliff, and you can see, like, down again is a sheer drop, roughly about 1,000 feet from what you saw last time. Yes, Sentry, you're there. And you kind of make your way across and over, and you look down and you think, actually, let's not go too far out, and let's just carry on. And with no issue with the light sources and you helping each other out and Sarah attached to this rope, you make your way to this kind of like other clearing, and there's more boulders now, and these boulders become more often, and as you're walking through them, they're getting bigger and bigger, and you can assume that the more there are, this is the higher it goes, and you're stepping up on boulders and going up and up and up, and you're elevating quite quickly now. Until you reach a steep, snow-covered incline dotted with jagged rocks, of which we spoke about. Lying face down in the snow, barely conscious, is a humanoid in blood-stained, cold weather clothing.
What does Boy do when they see them?
So again?
What does Boy do when they sees this humanoid?
So Boy's been with you all this time, attached
Yeah.
to your leg. He has no problem traversing through the snow.
Yeah.
And funny you should say, because Boy pelts it, and I mean ferociously, towards this figure, and barking at it and nudging it and howling.
I think we found our man.
Shit, Saya, pull him back. That thing's covered in blood.
Oh, like, is he face? You said he was face down, right?
Face down.
I'll flip him over and like check his vital signs.
As you flip him over, you can see now this poor, frostbitten, black face, bearded gentleman kind of like turns over with your help and goes, and he's like, his eyes are clearly bloodshot, and this man looks in death's door.
We gotta get him back down to camp now.
Well, we need the others as well. We need to... Is there anything that we can see up here? Any form of protection from this weather?
If you have some spare herbs, are you going to be able to do anything with them?
Are they herbalism herbs?
They were, if you remember.
Just listed as 5 gold pieces worth of herbs.
Oh,
which would equate to your herbalism.
Cool.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he's bleeding, isn't he? You said.
His face is covered in blood, and you can now make a further inspection. And Jackal, you'll see this from a higher view. His whole coat is torn in places, and it's missing a sleeve. And you can kind of see on his belt he's got climbers kits and harnesses. And at this point, Boy's licking his face profoundly, the blood off, and he kind of turns around and goes, "Boy, is that you?"
I'll ask him his name. So what's your name, just to make sure.
In the meantime, I'm giving the herbs to Sentry to see just if he can do anything with them.
Okay.
I'll be trying to make my other woundbind poultice. So I shall roll for that.
Okay. And he kind of looks at you and he goes, I'm Garrett.
Hey!
What's, who are you?
We've been hit. We've been sent to save you. Your husband's worried about you.
My husband.
Oh,
You mean Keegan?
Yes.
Oh, I can barely move.
We've got you. Don't worry.
I can't move. My legs don't work.
What did this to you? How long ago did it happen?
I'm in and out of consciousness for days. Let me think. We made it halfway up the mountain. And to a site, yes, to a site, and we came across a giant, and he was covered in fur. And I didn't listen to them, but they said it was a yeti. So anyway, I made a distraction and made a run for it, and I came down this mountain. And it followed me all the way down, and it managed to grab me and slice my back. And he pulls around, and the whole of his back is, you can see it's scratched, and it's in a bad way.
I ruin one knot, by the way, with a natural one.
Okay.
For trying to make a woundbind poultice, I will see that it's useless and that I smushed it too much in my hand together to be able to make the correct poultice for it.
I would say narratively, the wind up here and the what you've seen, and you're not used to these really frozen conditions, makes you slip, and they stumble and they blow away in the breeze.
Yeah.
As he turns over, I'm going to be cutting off bits of my, not winter clothes, but my cloak underneath, and bits of like the extension of it. And I'm just going to try and put pressure on like the worst looking wound, try and stabilize it a bit,
Okay.
and stop it from bleeding.
Make a medicine check.
19.
19. With a 19, you successfully manage to bind the wounds from his back, in a sense that you kind of like make it so it's taut, and the open wound areas are now sealed or covered in some sort of way. And he kind of like winces as you do it. He goes, "Oh, thank you."
All right, stay still. Stay still.
Okay. Have you seen
Your
Mokingo, Perulo, and Asterix? Are they here?
You were the first one found.
Be further people who were up on this mountain with you.
Those were them. Mokingo, Perulo, and Asterix. That's spelt Mokingo.
I got that one right.
Perilou.
That was too fast for me.
Perilou.
Could you
Perilou.
start
Perilou.
again, please?
So, Mokingo. Mokingo.
I'm okay.
Right.
Second name is Perilou. 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 And the third name is Asterix, which hopefully you guys can spell. If you can't, it's Astrix.
Like the French Vikings.
Asterix, yes. No copyright.
That's not gonna.
It's my favourite
Popular
phrase.
Norse name.
It's my
fine.
favourite phrase from now on, okay,
Probably.
guys? It's going to be on a
No
t-shirt. It's going to be on the
copyright.
merch. Right.
Anything that's like any franchise. My whole like campaign that I'm working on, you're just constantly gonna be like, no copyright.
No copyright. No copyright. No copyright.
We see a lightsaber, no copyright.
We need
So-
a big sign just to hold up that says, "Please don't sue us."
Stop. You're not gonna get sued by that. You'll be alright.
So he makes these names out, and you explain that you're the first one that he's found, and he kind of coughs up a bit of blood, and he's now stroking Boy with all of his force and energy, and yeah, he's looking a bit better than he was thanks to Jackal.
I know this is going to be a tough call, guys, but perhaps, I mean, Boy's very competent. If there's anything we can use, some kind of sled for this gentleman to sit on, and Boy can take him back to base camp whilst we look for the others.
Is there anything about or any possible outlet?
Entry, the canvas.
That's down
That's
with Sal. Yeah, I just left it by the fire.
Everybody
Is there anything
make
that we
a
can see?
perception check for me.
Oh,
You guys,
Natural
these rolls, man. What is going
Oh
on?
no!
natural one.
Yeah.
I got a 23 on smell and hearing though.
If that's gonna come into anything.
I don't know.
Oh,
What?
no.
I
To
smell.
be fair,
skill,
something might come up.
you know.
2 6s and a 7. Oof.
Oh well, we're getting the bad rolls out first. It's fine.
I like I always
Does-
say, get the bad
Yeah, we'll
rolls out
get
the
killed
way,
by a Yeti. We'll get
and
20.
then when we come to fight the Yeti, it will be all good. rolls.
So, as you kind of like are focused in on this wounded adventurer and Boy's licking, you see Garrett's face look straight behind you, and he shuffles back against this pole. And he
Fuck.
goes, we got help. And he points and he looks back at you. And Saya, he points back towards you, and you turn around, and what you see behind you is a very familiar face of a cat. But this cat looks feral, and there is blood hanging from its mouth. And there are two, and they're coming closer, and they go, yeah. GTA, move over to Salvation and Willow.
Okay then. Fine. I wanted to kill some fucking cats.
Athena, where are you?
So guys, for you,
Athena is gone!
Where are you?
for you, it's been, I mean, I'm guessing you're just having general chit chat, or
Yeah,
helping
pretty much.
Salvation,
Tempting to stay awake.
attempting to stay awake.
I'll just be going every time she falls asleep.
Huh? What? Hello? Yes, no, I was not sleeping. What?
How are you feeling now?
Still not great. Little better than before, but still not fantastic. I think I just need to sleep, to be honest.
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
So, as you guys, I mean, this is now probably been about 10-20 minutes since the guys have left, and you're kind of like settling in, and Athena kind of cuddles you a bit closer. And you both kind of, are you both going to sleep, or are you both trying to get some rest?
I'm gonna let her sleep, but I'm gonna stay awake.
Okay. So,
Either way, if I end up falling asleep, the alarm will wake me up.
good to know.
Yeah, because it's all
She's-
telekinesis.
As she's going, she's thank you, Ben, for not letting me die.
So-
Love you.
Willow, as you hear these noises coming from Salvation's mouth, you get a sense of calm and tranquility. And for the first time, you're just enjoying a little bit of whatever this is. And you are so happy that you've helped your friend. And
Yeah.
Sal, you're kind of flickering in and out of consciousness. You're making these noises. And it's like, Willow, make a perception check for me, please.
Okie dokie.
Suddenly a feral cat. No,
Oh my god! Yeah, like Athena just goes feral for some reason. I'm like,
You're hungry.
Call of the Wild.
The
Perception,
cat don't
sorry.
want to be a pillow no
Perception.
more.
Yeah.
you're gonna be the pillow now.
Oh my god, natural one!
Oh my god!
We get some good rolls tonight.
God damn it!
Interesting.
It's
this
fine, I have my
punishment?
alarm. It's okay. It's okay.
Willow, you fall fast asleep in this cozy, embedded little
Okay.
hole as
Rest time.
you are awoken by your is it your thingy, your trap, what's it called,
My
wire?
alarm, yeah.
Yeah, it wakes you up if you sleep, is that right?
Yeah, it's basically, I will put it in the chat for you so that it's
Because I remember sometimes
go.
you can sleep through it.
Sorry, I didn't mean like within 30 feet, it's just when it comes, it is activated. Oh no, within 60 feet, but it's activated for 10 seconds. It says on the bottom,
Okay.
an audible alarm process sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet. It awakens you if you are sleeping.
Okay, but it hasn't gone off, so
Oh, right, okay. I thought you said it was
Yeah,
going
I
off.
thought you were saying it.
Yeah, that's what
me
okay.
am I oh yeah, it went off and it didn't anyway. So going back to the falling asleep, so you
Yeah.
kind of find yourself in this really cozy area, and because of your role, you're looking around and seeing if everything's safe, and you think, actually, what possibly could be here at this point, and your eyes start to flicker and flicker, and they become heavier and heavier, and you drift off to a
Cool.
peaceful sleep.
Sweet. Was Athena still awake when I went to sleep?
Nope.
Like, could I... Oh, right, she was asleep. Okay. Oh,
She
we're all
was
sleeping.
asleep. Her hearing is second to none.
Kitty
Okay.
snores.
During your sleep, you dream of all sorts of your day's experience, falling down a mountain, watching Salvation breathe her could-be final breaths, and seeing about this adventure, and Keegan and his husband, and everything flickers through you until you become semi-conscious again. And it feels a bit strange because at first it's almost like the air around you becomes a bit weird and warmer, and you flicker awake and you look around and there's absolutely nothing there, but you're almost certain there's something around you. And what happens is you feel this air spool up in front of you, almost like a mini tornado. Like the air is gusting and gusting, and you can see it rising and rising, and the dust is becoming higher and higher, and these flakes are coming out faster and faster. And you put your hand on it and you try and stop it, and there's nothing, and there's just this spiral of energy, and it's flash of this arcane energy you would recognize falls into existence and blinds you, and Salvation, you flicker, your eyes open up, and standing or sitting or crouching in front of you as the blindness subsides and your kind of eyes adjust, and you think, is this a dream? Is it, what's going on? What am I seeing here? What's going on? You see, starting from the top, a humanoid figure with horns and long hair, and you're Willow, you're looking at it like, this looks so familiar. And it starts to become more clear. The face looks familiar. The outfit looks familiar. Everything it's wearing it's you, but older, and possibly you look different. And you see it spark into apparition, and it grabs your hand. Salvation, are you doing anything?
Grabs Willow.
It grabs Willow by the hands and stares straight into her face.
Did I? Oh Lord! Did I see it apparate?
You did. And at this point,
Thank
Athena.
fuck for that.
Athena's eyes are open and looking. This is all happening within a split second. What are you doing?
So I know which is which, just to clarify.
Yeah. It's an
Oh yeah, because one looks older. Yeah, of course. I guess I'll try and grab old Willow and pull her off.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
Well,
shit!
Oh, shit.
Whee!
That's one roll.
You better get it.
I wish I could roll these at the same time. Okay, so that's a 13.
A 13. So almost like your movement, you go to move it out the way, and your arm reaches out and you grab, and it's almost like it knows exactly where your movements are. It pushes one arm out, slams it to the ground. Athena jumps in, almost knows, basically grabbing the head and throwing it the other way, and looks at you straight in the eyes, Willow, and goes, "Do you trust me?" What do you say?
I mean, to you. Do you trust yourself?
Wait, so this thing is me asking if it trusts.
Make a
what?
perception
No, you
check.
trust it.
Make a secondary perception check.
What is going
Right
on?
now.
Right now, right, okay, perception.
Willow's is dead in a parallel universe.
14.
Yeah, there's
With a
time
14,
travel.
you've just met the DC. You see around her neck a very weird and wonderful amulet that looks like an hourglass, and it is humming and with green and crystallizing energy, and it's almost making the noise of and before you can look back and answer her, both of you disappear.
There's time travel.
Salvation.
You put time travel
In
this
front of you, there is no longer any Willow of any sort. And that, my friends, is where we're going to take a break.
Wait, why is there time travel? What?
Ow! Just no.
I'm calling bullshit on this.
Welcome back, guys, and thank you for taking a break, even though we didn't take a break. I keep saying this, we literally just stop it, and it just jumps, but in time travel, weird stuff. Anyway.
Oh.
Speaking of, what
Time
just
travel.
happened?
Whoa.
I like messing with people's heads. What can I say? It's my job as a DM.
Oh, you play DM, isn't it?
Anyway, so I will open it up to Salvation. You have just seen a apparition of arcane energy, and its force was so powerful. Like, it blew you like at least a foot or two back with just its pressure, and it slapped your arm away and slapped Athena's jaw from making any purchase. Almost like it saw it. It wasn't even looking at you while it was doing it. It basically was just like that. Almost like
Those visuals.
almost like it knows what it's doing. But anyway, Willow is gone.
Okay. Sal is going to quickly get to her feet best she can, and she is going to whip round this whole igloo and just patting and looking, and I'm assuming she's not going to be able to... She's not going to risk opening the door to get outside, but just seeing that Willow's just poofed out of existence.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm assuming she doesn't find anything looking around.
Make an investigation check.
Wish I could roll these two at a time, but give me a second. Roll one, roll two. Oh, okay, so that's a 17. Not bad for disadvantage.
With a 17, with the disadvantage, it's really good. You kind of like search around and pattern the area down, and there's nothing that you can kind of feel, or if anyone's invisible, or it's just the snow, the dirt, the gravel, the debris, and Athena, of course.
Shit, right, okay, so I'm gonna take a moment to calm Athena down, if she's like, what the fuck just happened?
At the moment, Athena is no longer behind you. She is prancing and prowling around the same as you.
Yeah, I'm gonna calm Athena down and be like, he's okay, he's not okay, but she gone, not sure where, okay, we figured this out, okay? You can't I figure it out. I, person, oh, sort of like, okay, sit, lie back down. We can do something. I don't know. And she's going to get on her knees and take her amulet out. And, Ben, I know you have been ignoring me lately, but now is not the time, okay? If you know anything, please, I need to know what has just happened. I am very confused, and I am now alone with just a cat in an igloo, and I am not dead, but I might be soon, and I don't know what's going on, so if you are there and you can hear me, please.
Okay. You do this, and Athena does actually listen to you. It's strange. It's almost like she kind of had an understanding of what you were talking about. And she goes from thrashing around and scraping her paws across this thing, like it looks like she's trying to get out, to kind of like just kind of looking at you and panting heavily, and just and sits down and just stares at you. And we GTA back over to said action. Shoo, bang. We are now back on the mountaintop. Saya, Sentry, and Jackal, you see two white cats approaching. Jackal, this looks very familiar to Athena's form. What are you doing?
Shit. Does it look pretty much exactly like Athena?
Spitting image. You have no shadow of a doubt. Just these are mangled and blood hanging from their jaws, dried, and one of them's missing an ear and their eyes scratched out, and they are tough, and they are basically making their way slowly, paw by paw, towards you.
I get into my fighting stance and I'm ready.
Okay.
Ads, I'm going to need you to take the front on this one. These things are powerful.
One of those straight in front of you, the one that is just behind the form of Boy. And what you can see now is that Garrett is pressed up against this kind of like broken bit of structure, and you can see just over it, it's prowling towards, and Boy catches it and eyes up, and fangs come out. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Woo!
Boy.
I suppose you got your wish about Boy, May.
Yeah, I did. Woo, 22.
Is
My initiative hasn't been the best of recent. Jackal, what you doing?
all of my rolls this session have been grand.
I have an extra surprise for you guys, because I'm full of surprises. Why am I full of surprises?
Is it to level up?
I'm scared. I don't want any
Is
more
it a level
surprises.
up? Imagine mid-battle. No.
No, you can level up.
Is that would that be a first in D&D history?
Take it that to know.
Oh, absolutely right, Brian. Right, so let's just see if you guys can see this as well. Oh, gonna put my guy in.
These cats. Can't see any of them.
Okay, can you guys see anything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see the map. DM discretion, up to you. As I was said what I said to the others, can I just move back one space to sort of like stand in
Yeah,
front
absolutely.
of
Put yourself where you would be, guys, just so I know.
Oh, yeah.
I've just placed your placeholders down. Feel free to move them where you think you would be.
Where are the cats coming from, sorry?
I will place them in now. Give me a second. So
Yeah.
you see one. You get the epic music for this as well.
I thought this was...
yeah.
I thought it was da-da-na-na-na-na. I was like, whoa.
Suppose I would have been there on the other side, just trying to keep.
Oh, they're coming from that way. Okay, well, I would have been like there-ish, I guess.
And the other one is just on your flank, coming round where Garrett saw. If everyone's happy with their positions,
Oh,
Yeah.
You
right,
know,
yeah. I was already there, so yeah.
It's
I
not
haven't
Dave,
got
thing.
Saya's initiative. Give me a second, just put it in.
Maybe not.
No, it's me. Sorry, not you. It's my fault. And
I couldn't see anyone's initiative on the side for some reason.
Yeah, I can't.
that's strange.
I only see Sarah's now, but
Yeah, I can't see mine.
Okay, let me put you guys back in, and I'll add you back in. Let me just turn this music down. It's pretty loud. Epic battle music. Right. Let's do one for Boy, and let's do one for Garrett.
It's the quick way of adding yourself again. Was it Control U?
It's just
Or was
you
that
on the keyboard.
You.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right, no, that didn't even do it.
Soldier Boy. I'm assuming that's where you were going with that.
Yes,
Okay.
that is what.
Can everybody
yeah.
see each other now?
Yes.
Not on there. How do
You might not be able to, Jam.
I can add you on.
I?
that's fine. Okay, what did you get?
You did not work.
I got 14.2.
14.2 for Jackal. Let's put you in descending. And let's do the good old nasty carts.
Shit, is Boy fighting in this one?
Yeah, man.
Hey, you're a guy. You're
It's coming out, man.
You're a thingy down, man. So you know
Yeah.
it's only fair.
I will not let him die.
Let's hope Boy doesn't die.
I am adopting this dog if it's the last thing I do.
Okay, so yeah, I believe we're all in check. So guys, first up, you see this figure of this huge, matted furred, growling cat come towards you. Sayer, what are you up to? What are you doing?
I'm going to get on all fours and transform.
You may do that.
Has
Has it been 24 hours? Just remind DM, has it been 24 hours since you've done that before? Or is...
It doesn't matter if it's after a short rest or
Short
a
rest.
long rest.
Bingo. Yes. You see, I mean, this is the first time Garrett saw any of this, and he is more petrified at you right now, shifting and changing. And he kind of stumbles back and goes, oh, what are you people?
So yeah, I get on all fours, just fucking fur, and I pounce at the Cray Cat over here.
Yeah, make an attack roll, man. Go for it.
Yeah, with my dueling ferromite right flame, boom, with my Lycian claws. 23 to hit, 14 if it does.
23 absolutely hits. And you go through with this. Is it you haven't? Did you activate the right on that before you did it? So.
Oh shit! No, take off right.
Cool.
Uh,
Thank you for being honest. So you slash down with your claws in anger. You forget to obviously do your imbue magic, and you just go straight into protection mode almost, and you take a swing out the side of this cat. Yeah.
Can I do Crimson Right as a bonus action?
I believe so. Is that right, Luke?
-1 from my total. Luke, would I be able to activate Crimson Right as a bonus?
Yeah, instead of your
next attack? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll activate Riot Flame now then, and I'll roll. I'll roll for my maledict.
Yeah. So your claws start to flame up, very familiar to your sword, and you get this crazy energy coming from your fists as your light is now glowing around you.
Yeah, that'll be my turn then.
Yeah, and take that damage. And next up is Boy. Seeing the masters in play, he jumps over the small, or it's not that small, it's quite embedded in. It's this pillar that's sunk into the ground and throws himself over with no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, tag team.
And goes for a bite attack on the side of this cat's face and just tries to bring it down with him.
Yeah. Me and Boy are tag teaming.
That's a 15 to hit. You guys can't see it because I'm rolling on GM. That's fine. And that is 13 damage straight to his face, quite literally, as he tackles it down and brings it with him, and kind of it flings him off as it whelps in pain. Just do the math is hard. There you go. Cool. Next up, Jackal.
I'm so proud.
Nice. Jackal's going to pull out his bow and look behind at the husband. Stay behind us. We'll take it from here. And did you say that the other one is coming in this direction?
So the other one is coming in this direction.
Yeah, okay, because I've only got 20-foot light. I haven't got dim light at the moment.
Okay, let's have a look.
Well done, Izzy.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What just saw?
Cat up there with Saya and Boy. So Jackal is instantly going to look over his shoulder, point the bow towards the crag cat by Saya, and he's going to let an arrow fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Make that shot.
17 to hit.
17 to hit, absolutely. Smacks into
Beautiful.
the side of where Saya slashed the fur open and blood is pouring out, and you at the same time throw an arrow straight into the side of this ribcage, and it is whelped in pain. And that's 7 damage, am I right?
Yeah, 7, not the 2.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Jackal will...
It falls to one knee, and it is looking hurt.
Okay, so the husband, he's leaning against this pillar thing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's currently in panic mode, looking at this werewolf and these crag cats that have come up to him and staring at you, Sentry, not understanding what you are. He is going through all sorts of adrenaline right now.
It's only because of like the grid, but can I climb the pillar and just stand on top of it and end my turn there, or it's only because of
yeah, I mean, I'd say that. Obviously, I've put this position where it is, but you can absolutely do that.
Okay, yeah, so
I'll put you here.
Yeah, I was about to say that'll probably be the best.
On top of the pillar, and I will end my turn there.
Amazing, great turn. Next up is, I've put Garrett in the initiative. Oh. I mean, he can't do much as he's on the floor, so he's just gonna shuffle back 5 feet towards the end of this, and Sentry, you're up.
Cool. We only see and hear the 2 crag cats.
At the moment, yeah. I mean, you can make a perception check if you want.
Would that be an action or?
In
For a quick look around.
I want to say yeah, because I want to do it with rules of what I remember, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I will. Instead, I'll just rage.
Okay. Steam operates from your form.
As all of the plates start to shift, I'm gonna run straight. I turned it off because you can't see anything. I'm gonna run straight for the crag cat solo, and shift out the blade out from the back, and go for a strike down.
Absolutely. Make attack.
Do I do reckless because I'm on my own with that? No, so I don't get many attacks. So no, just 1 hit. 12.
With the 12, let's have a look. Ooh, just out. You've sliced down, and the wind kicks your back leg out, and you slice it to the floor as it ducks and dives out of the way, staring at its ally being attacked, and doesn't make purchase, unfortunately.
That's what I got.
Okay.
God.
That's end of your turn?
Yep.
Crag cats go. Seeing this huge wolf form in front of it, it's going to go for that, because that is the biggest threat. Very badly injured, blood literally coming out into the snow now. It's littered with splatters. It's going to make an attack at you. First, it's going to jump in your direction. And gonna go for a... Let's put it into roll so you can see it, actually.
Yeah, I need to know if it...
Yeah. Didn't do it before.
I can't remember. Do I get advantage because I'm in...
You get resistance, I believe, for some sort of damages.
Yeah, it's resistance.
Okay, so that is a 10.
Misses.
Slices or tries to slice straight into the side of you. being very badly wounded. Narratively, that's correct. It falls back on itself and swings out with its last bit of energy and doesn't make purchase. The other one is going to go for Sentry as its biggest target right now. Again, it's going to jump on you. Going to go for... yeah, it's going to go for a bite attack. That's a 12 to hit.
Nope, they got my armor.
So slashes against your plate, doesn't make purchase, kind of tings off, and again, it's kind of like trying to get past you to its friend. That's its go.
It's inherited our luck from earlier.
Yeah. Say you're up. Top of the round.
Seeing it just miss me, I roar at its face and attack with my flaming lashing claws.
Go for it.
16 to hit.
With a 16. How much damage?
That's all the damage because I've got my flame on now.
Wow, okay, so yeah. Big boy damage coming from it's 15 damage coming from Saya. You slice down and this thing only had 3 hit points left. You you slice into
another one!
And you grab it in your claws and it kind of slumps over like this and you kind of fall and slam it to the ground and it's gone.
Okay.
With a whelp and a yelp.
With my next action, I'm going to run over and help my boy Sentry.
Absolutely. What's your movement speed?
It is.
Oh, you'd be able to get there already twice. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's
30 feet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So I'm going to go over to the other cricket, and I'm going to use my second attack.
Amazing. Go for it.
21 to hit.
I
14
forget how
damage.
powerful you are sometimes, sir. 21 to hit. Absolutely. Goes down for 14 damage. Is that right?
Yeah, 14.
Amazing. So jumps down on this cat, and again, familiar blood splatter. You are covered in this. Comes out and sprays against the snow as it yelps in pain.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's everything. That's my turn.
Cool. Next up is Boy. Boy comes on over to join the action.
Yeah, my boy!
Straight over by Sentry. Ducks behind his legs and through it and jumps and makes an attack on this cat. Trying to bite it again on the throat, trying to open up that jugular.
Come on, boy.
That's a 10 to hit. Unfortunately, doesn't make purchase, kind of jumps and lands it in the snow sliding across. Doesn't hit, unfortunately. And just sits there in a defensive position, kind of snarling. Jackal, you back up?
Nice. Okay, Jackal's gonna draw his 2 swords. He's gonna sprint 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. On that last 5 foot, he's gonna slide across the snow as he's gonna try and swing and slash into. Hang on, no, that's Boy.
That's
Shit.
Boy. Yeah, that's the wrong.
Attack him, you fuck.
That's the wrong.
15. Oh shit! I can't get there.
Use your
20.
bow.
You are currently on top of a little pillar, so you can see it from above. If you want to make a range.
Hang on, actually, I've got an idea.
Shoot him.
5, 10, 15, 20. Using my halfling nimbleness, I'm going to go on, slide under, double slash at the crag cat.
I'll allow it.
5 foot of movement left to get out.
I'll allow it.
Nice. So first attack, 16 to hit.
16. Absolutely hits. With 4 is it's just 7 damage on this one.
7 piercing, and then bonus action, short sword again. Oh, for a nat.
Okay. I mean, do I need to say it? Really? I mean, with a natural 20. Yeah, that's big boy damage. How do you want to do this?
Hey!
So I'm literally gonna jump off of that pillar I was on as I'm sprinting towards the crag cat, drawing my 2 swords, sliding underneath Sentry's legs and just carving straight down the middle underneath this crag cat, straight in half.
Yeah, it literally falls apart like a pinata. It yeah, one end goes the other way, one end goes the other way, and it splits, blood coming from it, and that is the end of the cat with a yelp that screeches through the mountain. Very Street Fighter style.
It's the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
No copyright. So, with that over, the dust settles quite literally, and you hear more coughing coming from Garrett, and Boy immediately runs back over and tends to his needs in an emotional way.
I forgot to change the token that entire time.
That's fine.
Man.
You can change it
Damn
now
it.
if you wish.
Damn it! the immersion, no.
The flavour was almost there.
The immersion.
With the yelp going off, I'm gonna try and listen out.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Then
I would like to do the same.
Yeah. You can either make 1 or with advantage or 2. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna. Well,
Oh, you get advantage anyway. Yeah. So make a separate one. That's fine.
It's not that much better
but
anyway.
for smell and hearing, right? Is it?
Yeah, it's only on smell and hearing.
Okay, so 15. It seems quiet compared to what it used to be. Wind still howling, but there's no shattering of rocks and movement anywhere you can kind of see or hear.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make my way over.
You're safe for now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make my way over to Boy and kind of rustle his head, like, well done, you did good.
He kind of like wags his tail, but then immediately goes back to Garrett, and you can see now he is attached to this guy who is on the floor.
Okay. Say it's jealous. No, I'm joking.
In the meantime, sorry, can I? Yeah, I was literally about to say, can I cut a one crag cat and then sentry to cut another?
Oh, did we have the same idea?
You guys want to you want to skin a pelt? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, yeah, both make survival checks for me.
I wonder if I went into my werewolf form and then people gave me like a huge haircut, right? And then I transformed back, and then if I transformed back into my werewolf form, would my hair be back?
Let's
like, could I
just
make a huge fur coat?
Aesthetically,
Loophole.
yes.
Oh my god!
Because it is you at the end of the day, but I mean, it is kind of magical, so there's like a grey area.
Whenever we want, guys.
Okay. So, I would say you've just hit the DC there, Jackal, and absolutely for Sentry, you both. This will take you about 10-ish minutes to do. Bear in mind, because you've got to skin a whole cat. It's not pretty, and unfortunately, which one are you picking, by the way, Sentry? The one at the bottom or the one at the top?
The one that I'm beside.
Okay, it is in 2. So, you
2 coats for the price of 1.
You can get 2 coats out of this, yes. And it takes about 10 minutes. In this time, you continuously hearing coughs and things come from the distance from Garrett.
Oh, damn it, yeah, I just saw your things. Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, but
Yeah, you kind of need your skin. You need the skin to make the coat.
just glue it onto like some
Just get a bunch of his fur,
So
make
not how fur
a
coats
little
work.
Sentry moustache from.
No, I was getting at the pelt of it anyway, so it'd be
Become
skin.
Bob.
You have the pelt. You both have pelts. Put 1 crag cat pelt for you, Jackal, and put 2 smaller crag cat pelts for you, Sentry. You have 1/2 of the top and 1/2 of the bottom.
Well, I'm gonna go and give 1 and pop it over Garrett, as it will be warmer than he currently is,
And
coming
sticky.
from a warm crag cat.
He kind of like looks at you, and he's a bit of a survivalist, so he understands and kind of grabs it and just puts it round him. Just doesn't make any like hesitancy. Just
Yeah.
What is it like around me right now? Because I'm still in wolf form.
what
Would I
do
be
you
able
say?
to get like?
What did you say? Sorry.
How would he react if I got like closer, like there? Because I'm in like.
So I mean, are you asking how Garrett's
Would he
reacting?
like comfortable and like move away from me, or like?
Let's have a think. Make a
Because I want to kind of. I've got my claws and they're still on fire. I just kind of want to warm them up.
make
a
a
little
charisma check for me.
bit. Ooh, I'm a charismatic boy. Just kidding. No, I'm not. I'm
Walks over to Garrett, winking constantly.
Because you're in a form of which you are in control of, but it still looks scary as shit. He is petrified of you right now. He does not like your form.
Okay, well, if only I got that nat 20.
Shame that.
Okay, well, I'll just say, I'm trying to warm you up. Don't be afraid. I'm the same guy you saw before.
He goes,
Be not
Get
afraid.
away. Get away from me. I don't need any of this. Thank you for the
So
plan.
maybe just stand back a little bit more and keep an eye
Fine.
out.
And he looks at you, Sentry, and he goes, "Thank you for this. It's much better than it was, and I'm struggling to stay awake. And I need to go somewhere warm now."
Do you know, have you passed any caves, or is there anything further in that might be a bit warmer?
Yes, where we got attacked from the top, not too far from here. The cave is where the Yeti come from.
How long do you think that will take to get there?
Just check my notes.
That was just like,
And,
notes.
and probably about an hour or so north.
Dang it! Fuck!
Do
Okay.
you reckon you can travel for an hour, or is that going to be too much for you?
I can't move my legs.
Jackal, you might have to walk for a bit. Yeah, I'll put you on my shoulder if you feel comfortable to. The coat should help.
If only there was somewhere warm that was closer than an hour. Brr, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, but those other people might die.
The igloo.
I don't
the
take
igloo down
pigeons,
at
by the way.
bottom
That's your
of
first
the-
warning and final warning.
What? Hey?
Meta pigeons. Sorry, carry on. I don't take them.
Fine.
The igloo though is further than an hour away at the bottom of the mountain, though, isn't it?
You would roughly assume it's a very similar journey.
I thought you said it was like 10, 20 minutes on the way up.
No, but then that was to the plane, and then we carried on from the plane.
Plane and then over the plane and across the
Uh,
fields and over the bar and over the peppered rocks and towards where they are. It's about an hour.
Oh, I thought they were like literally just. But I didn't realize you'd a tad. Okay.
No meta pigeon, no.
Yeah, if only there were a place.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
Good try. Good try.
EFT.
I'll pop
Chuck him
the
over to
the other half of the just no. But the other half of the fur coat over my shoulder and back, which will probably stick to me.
Yes, it goes over with a and blood is just pouring off your plates.
Sentry
Yum.
don't mind. And if he looks as though he's ready, I'll try as gently as possible to fireman put him up onto my shoulders. So then that way he's got the fur coat and a little bit more fur coat, so it's a bit more comfortable for him.
Okay, you bring him onto your shoulders and he sits there kind of semi-conscious, and boy is under your feet, like as close to him as possible. It's almost like Nausea, he's completely forgotten about you, unfortunately. You get that feeling of isolation. GTA, move back to
friend I had.
salvation. Into the cave.
Oh.
After you sat there and look around, and you can still see that Athena's face is kind of very worried at this point. And you get a sense of, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You make your prayer and you sit there and you just kind of sit there, and the wind outside is just like a white noise until you can hear like, it's almost like pebbles or crackling. It's like something shifted outside. What do you do? It's quite an obvious.
I'm just gonna put a hand on Athena just to make sure she's also heard it.
Okay.
And then just sort of hope she understands the universal shh sound, and I'm going to sit as quietly as I possibly can.
Okay. You turn around and look at Athena, and she's just the same as she was. Moments pass, and you kind of like feel a bit woozy and a bit sleepy. And you kind of like sit back and have to kind of like gain a second, and you hear, "You're never alone." Why so quiet? And it's almost like a whispered echo in your head.
Do I recognize the voice?
Nope.
Hello?
Hello, child.
Okay, this is not the first spooky voice I have had in my head. Which one are you?
You hear a slight pause, and it kind of like comes over and goes, "I've been monitoring your faith."
Uh-huh. I am the sun.
Bane? Bane? Is that you?
How could you not tell?
It's been a very weird couple of weeks in my defense. Hello, thank you for coming sort of into my head, I guess. Did you hear my prayers?
I never leave you.
That is a relief. So there was the thing with Willow, where the shadows came out, and it was all very scary. And they attacked, and we weren't really sure what that was, and I was kind of hoping you would know. And then there was the whole thing with the avalanche, and then I nearly died under loads of snow, which was very unfortunate. But I killed the goblins, so that was pretty good, and I hope you're proud of me. And then now the Willow, the tiefling/elf girl I have been traveling with, she has just poof into thin air with, I think, also her, but I'm not entirely sure how that happened. So,
Child.
yes, sorry.
I was summoned because your life force was weak.
A little, yes, that'll be the avalanche thing I was just telling you about. It's pretty bad.
You have and more to serve for me.
Of course, Lord Bane, I am sorry. I honor the Black Hand always. I am in your service.
You need strength to please me.
Always.
Close your eyes, child.
She closes them.
Open your palms. And bring out a weapon to me.
She's going to take out her black dagger from her matron.
Place your weapon within your wrist.
She's just going to do everything he says without question.
And you almost feel your hand move without you moving it. And it just makes a slight nick on your hand, by your wrist, on your palm. And blood just trickles out and goes there. And you close your eyes once more, and you feel your body shift and almost float. And it comes back, and you open your eyes, and your wrist is fine. and you feel a little stronger. And I would like you to take off another point of exhaustion.
Hey! Nice.
You please the
Got a,
gods.
a bit of help from Daddy Bane.
Odd king, but we don't kink shame. You know, it's alright.
While this is
Okay,
happening,
how
are you doing anything else?
On a level, yeah.
Bane, are you still there?
Moment passes. Just the wind. And the breathing of Athena.
Well,
Just like a grump, like a grumble,
Oh.
like a cat growl. I'm trying to do it. I can't do cat growls.
well, if you can still hear me, then thank you. I will find a way to repay you. I am in your debt always, and I am forever your loyal servant. Put my dagger away and just sort of sit and just
The dagger
fuck.
doesn't look used. There is no trace of blood. There is no trace of it being used, and as you opened your eyes, your hand was still grasping the dagger as it was before it was placed around your wrist. And you feel a bit transcendent. It's a bit of a trance state, a bit weird. Anyway, GTA, back to mountaintop. Currently, Sentry is carrying a backpack of Garrett, and we have Saya in wolf form and Jackal on toe, with Boy under Saya, under Sentry. Sorry. What would you like to do?
Were we not already walking to that cave he was talking about?
Yeah,
Or we...
you are. We left you as you were traversing up.
Oh, okay then. How far away are we from getting there?
You said of roughly an hour, and you've been walking for about a few minutes. So.
Okay. I'm
We'll keep watch for any kind of tracks, especially any wild beast tracks, but any of human either.
Okay. While you're walking, make a perception check. While you're walking, you kind of hear Garrett fall in and out of consciousness and goes,
I was going to say, whilst we've been going, I said to him, hold on to my hand and just squeeze it occasionally. That way we'll know you're still keeping awake with us. You've got to stay awake, Garrett.
okay, I'll try. And he goes, you need to find Asterix. She's the one I'm worried about.
Why only Asterix?
As they fled the cave, she went another way and fell down a cliffside. I'm worried about her.
Can I insight to see if he might be concealing something? See if there might be any kind of deeper meaning to that
Absolutely, man. Make an investigate. Oh no, sorry, an insight check for that. Yeah.
potential secret affair going on.
Oh my
I know,
god.
that's what I thought.
D&D
I'm like, what?
drama.
Oh well, I'm not finding it out today with an 8.
With an 8, just the breathing and just everything going on, it's not obvious. You can't quite tell what's there.
Can I do an inside check on it?
But yeah, you heard that, so yeah, of course you
Be nice. There we go. Damn it. That one.
Winds in your
Go on,
ears. You just kind of get half the conversation. Like, okay, I understand it a little bit. Yeah. Who the hell is Asterix? Don't care. Anyway.
Fucking Vikings.
Yeah, and he just kind of like flits in and squeezes your hand, and yeah, you guys carry on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he squeezes your hand every intermittently, and you've been walking for about 10, 15 minutes now, and 20 minutes pass, and you're still traversing up this way, and this is the kind of way that you think is the right way. And you stop at a point of which it kind of like goes from almost like a jaggedy plane to a point of rock that zigzags 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. And from this point on, you are going to have to climb. There is no way up of walking.
All right. Looks like we're gonna have to climb it.
Garrett is up the way to the warm spot.
Yes. Just past this wall, and not further on is the cave.
I'll look
I
down
want
to
to get up
Boy.
there while my form is still active, so I can get an advantage.
I want to look down to Boy. Get down on one knee, look at him, and say, "Boy, up." Then see what kind of vibe I get off him when I say that.
When you said up, he is transfixed on Garrett. He's just, his eyes don't even leave. You would assume inseparable. Sorry.
This climbing won't be an issue, but this boy here gonna get up.
As you say that, hear another voice from Sentry's back and go, "Boy knows the way up."
Better follow him.
If we climb and Boy can find his way.
Let's get climbing quickly, because I don't want to poof out of this form halfway up.
I would say you probably got about half an hour left on your shifting.
Still, I still want to have as much time.
Yeah, I'll just let you know.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I'll pop on climbing gear, as I'll probably definitely need it to be able to get myself and Garrett up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take my hands and feet, claws into the.
Okay. And you're all going to attempt to climb. It's like jagged rocks. It's like one of those typical rock climbing walls where there's just jagged edges and boulders.
Would my claws give me an advantage?
I would say anything that you can hook yourself into the wall, I would say that definitely gives you some sort of advantage. Because Sentry, because you've got the climber's kit, that is advantage. Because you're carrying someone, that's disadvantage. So straight roll for you. Advantage for Saya, as you're in an extensive form, and Jackal is a straight roll, unless you're using anything that you can get up.
It's up to you, DM discretion.
Go on, yeah.
Rather than climb, aka rather than do an athletics, can I almost nimble toe parkour up, jump rock to rock, acrobatics? Or
I would say that's more of a monk. That's another campaign, Jackal. But no, you can't, unfortunately.
Can I not even give it a go?
You can give it a go. Of course you can.
I'll give it a
might
go.
Hurt yourself.
Hey, I've got much higher in acrobatics than.
I was going to say, if it's a sheer rock, that's going to be hard to. Although, if Jackal, if you're needing to go another way, somewhere that might take some leaps, maybe follow where Boy goes.
I'm up for challenging myself. I want to see if I can actually do this.
All right, but don't die.
If it doesn't work out, I'll follow Boy, providing I don't die.
I smile at Jackal. He's like, "Oh, I like the challenge thing," and I was like, "Well, all right, don't die while trying to do it then." And I slash my claws into the wall and start
So
my final prep, I'll just take the hempen rope that I've got, and I will wrap it up over and round Garrett so that it comes up and through the bottom of my legs, and that way it's keeping him tied down. He is now a bundle basically attached to my back. Yeah, because otherwise if I'm climbing and then I'm like,
like a web as far as well. So, just so you guys know,
he's your child.
Just to cinematically picture this, all you guys are lining up in one way or another to try and get up to the next point of this rocky climb. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Good.
Again, because we didn't get to say it last time, thank you so much for everyone for watching. We apologise for the technical difficulties, as we are new and things go wrong in the world of things. So we appreciate all the likes, follows, and subscribes, and obviously comment nice things. And just so you guys know, we will be seeing Willow hopefully shortly. We don't know, but she may take a quick hiatus from this as world things happen and life gets in the way. But she should be back nevertheless.
Seconds though. You won't.
But it's still, we should still be carrying on as usual. Also, one more shout out to the Dungeon Delverz merch. What was the name? What was the name again, Luke? Do you remember?
Basic woodworker.
Basic woodworker. There you go. Go and check him out.
Be down in the
Description.
It's really, really good stuff. But thank you everyone for watching. I mean, I don't know if are we gonna get one before Christmas. If not, happy holidays. But if so, we'll see you at Christmas or around that time, because that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Peace and love, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.